Here we're dragging JLo this week. I want to step in for a minute. I don't really go out of my way to drag other makeup artists because A, professional courtesy, B, sometimes there's extenuating circumstances that you just don't know about. And I've been there, every pro's been there. Sometimes you're put in situations where the makeup, you're just not able to do the best job possible, whether it's they're super late, they have bad taste, you were doing it in a car, just a ton of different situations that could lead to a bad result. That being said, let's step off the makeup for a bit and go to the makeup artist. Scott Barnes is JLo's makeup artist and has been her makeup artist for a very long time. I've never quite liked his makeup. What you may not know is that Scott Barnes is a huge fan and supporter of MAGA. Of course. Why not? Why wouldn't he be? First off, how are you a gay man and a fan of Trump? Whatever. Whatever is very well known in our industry for having those views. Now, don't bother relate too much with the scraping of the social media because he has cleaned up his posts, but he was wilding on Facebook a few years back. Actually, went to look him up and forgot that I had blocked him because of all the shit that he had said. I know this feels like a little trust me bro, but I did get a few receipts from a Reddit community, some tweets and some likes, and there are some things that I do remember seeing captions of his, but unfortunately I don't have the proof of that, so I'm just not going to say what I do remember seeing, but it wasn't good. I did see a few videos where people were saying she seems rude, so he must have done that makeup on purpose, and I'm like, did you all not see when he butchered Tati and Trixie Mattel a few years back? Hello? He loves a warm orangey base, doesn't he? Just like his favorite person. One thing I always thought was funny because I'm messy. JLo performed at Joe Biden's inauguration. I found myself pretty curious about if Scott was going to do her makeup because I was like, he is well known to be a right-wing Trump supporter. I would think that, the people that go to the White House have to be pretty vetted. JLo has to know about his views because she booked somebody else to do her makeup who did a beautiful job and is an incredible makeup artist. That aside, she still works with Scott Barnes. It is well known that Scott Barnes is MAGA. Who might ask, well, what makes you think he's still that way? People can change. Sure, people can change. However, he did do a few of Trump's family members for the inauguration last year, literally on his Instagram. He's obviously still okay with being in the mix to some level. So do with that information what you will. But trust, I will always call out this MAGA bullshit because if you're putting out substandard work and you don't think a ton of people deserve human rights, I think you should be dragged all over the internet and everybody should know exactly who you are. Makes me think a few things about Miss JLo because I'm nobody. How do I know that Scott Barnes is a huge Trump supporter? She has to know and is okay with still hiring him. Just saying. You lie down with dogs, you wake up with fleas and orange contour.